Hello and welcome to our channel, Loving Handcrafts by BMW. This is Brenda. So today I'm back at it again. I am stuck in this art junk journal mode and I'm kind of loving it. Again, I'm trying to use things that I've purchased. So I'm using things from this Black Fairy ephemera junk journaling book I got off Amazon. I am using some gratuities from this book called Marima's Small Art. This is the collage page for art journaling, fairies in bloom, and backgrounds. So I've already fussy cut a lot of this stuff out. So that's why I'm trying to use it up, because I spent the time to cut it. So now I got to use it. And then I got to find things to use it on. So today I'm going to be covering some more 4x6 writing pads that I picked up from our local dollar store. So I'm just going to be covering these with this. So I've already cut out all of the covers. So this is a 4x6 and you need to cut it at least 5 1/4. No, I'm sorry, 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 by at least 4, give or take. I give a little bit of room because they may not all be 4 inches this way. So I just do 4 1/8. Just give me a little, and I can cut out any overhang, cut it off when I finish. But at least I know all the white is covered. For this cutie patootie that I'm going to be doing, this is the remnants from this page here. So I cut out this page, just ripped it out, and then I'm going to be using the remnants to cover this one because I don't want to waste anything. And then for these, I got these from Amazon. I'll try to remember to find the link. I just got these 4x6 pages just of just pretty covers. So that's what I intended to use them for, backgrounds and covers. So I'm going to be using some Mod Podge. So right here, if I got that open, so you guys don't have to see me struggle. I'm going to be applying it. I'm going to just use Mod Podge, I think, for everything. Since, like I said, I bought it, so I'm going to use it. I might not use Mod Podge to cover this because I don't want it to wait for it to dry. Let me grab, I thought I grabbed my tape runner, but I guess I didn't. So I grabbed some tape runner, and this is just from the local store. These are dot runners. I like to use this and a little liquid glue to cover. And I'm going to cover a couple of them if I can get my liquid glue out. I'm going to just do 1 or 2 on camera, and then I'll do the rest off camera and come back. I think that's the ticket. And you can have some cute creations in a short amount of time that you personalized. And like I said, if you have a little bit of overhang, you can always come back and cut it. Try not to have some overhang, but if you do, you can always come back. And I like the dot runner for this because you can lift it and reposition it. So I'm going to have to put some dot runner, dot runner on that. Put it across here. Let's see. And I tried to be strategic about where I was putting that dot runner, just so I wouldn't have it everywhere. But obviously I went up too far. That's okay. I'm going to figure out something with that. Let's see. Almost. Almost. Okay. So that's how one is going to go down. And then I have some adhesive remover. So the idea being is, I know I'm going to have to cut this girly off. But that's how she's going to look. And then I'll decide if I want to splatter her with something else. But that's number 1. Let me go ahead and lay her down, and then you'll see everything. I'm trying to decide I like to use this. So I got this little silicone thing here from the Dollar Tree just to lay my brushes on. There's supposed to be a, I think they were supposed to be for a scratch pad or for when you're cleaning your dishes. But I'm going to use them for this. Or I can leave that on there. I'm going to put her on here. And I did. I'm going to let her dry. I think that looks good. I'm going to bring her down a little. She's there now. And I think I'm going to use this just to add. And then we'll see what I'm going to come back, if I'm going to stamp over her or cover something else up. And then you can get smoother lines if you want smoother lines with the little silicone paddle. Then I'll decide if I'm going to come back and stamp over her. I probably will do something in black to stamp over her and give it a little kick. But that's the one. Isn't that cute? All right, let me do the next one. So let me show you the other one in the other style. I'm going to do this cutie as well. And then I got this little girl here, but I think I'm going to do that like that. So let's put down a little tape runner. This allows me to, like I said, lift it up. And the glue also allows you to, before it sets, to reposition a little bit easier as well. And then it'll be sure to stick. I'll check that up. All right. So now I'm just going to use my hand. And then I do have a little overhang on both sides. I'll come through and cut that off. But at least I have enough to cover the white, which is what I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with him. I think I'm going to put him, do I want to have him up like an angle? So he's trying to decide. Well, if I do it like that, then I won't have to cut off his thing. I want him to come down a little. Okay. Let's Mod Podge this guy up. Whoop. I think I like the silicone thing better. I think I'm committed to that one. Yep. All right. I'll just silicone the Mod Podge the whole thing. Even the parts I'm going to cut off. It's going to dry clear. Trust me. That way he's really slicked down on here. I think I put too much on there. And that's a little protectant on the cover. And then he's not coming up. Oh. All right, that's the plan. So as you can see, this is the cutie. And then she's almost, she's a little bit drier than him. And got a little gloss on there, a little shine. So that's pretty. Now, if I thought about it again, I'd cut up some of those, which I might do for this one, because I kind of like this jagged look here and around here. So I might do that on this one, this cutie, and can marry two of them together. I think I can. I don't know if that's gonna go, but I kind of like that part. And then I don't know. I don't know. What you think? Should I rip it up and make some jagged edges? Let's see. Let's see if this, what I'm thinking, is gonna work. I can rip it up like that, right? And have it go over that a little. And then rip up some of the edges like this. Then this will cover that, but then cut off too much of that on that side. I'm trying to get away from those straight lines. Okay, move it over, that'll cover that. And then, I don't know, just playing here. And then do it like this. She'll be, let's do it that way. I like it. So I'm gonna rip this up a little higher than what I think I need it. And then piece it together like that. And make sure I got that covered. I think that'll work. That'll work. And then there she is. She's in a two-tone. I like that jagged edge across the top. That's what I'm going for. And then that's going to get split. We'll do it that way. Let's do this way. There with that. Let's cover it all. I guess I'm doing all of them on the camera. I thought I was going to have to cut through it, but I've done something different. Like pause and come back, but apparently I didn't have to do that. Okay, so I am very strategic about that. It's just like that ripped edge at the top. And then I guess that's the piece. Come through with that. Just to cover that piece up. Let's rip that off. Then come back through and cover it with this. Now you can decide if you wanted to ink this right now, but if you wanted to do some ink blending or something over it, but I sort of like it, and I might come back, I might change my mind. Okay, now that's not going to stick. If I just use some liquid glue right here. Yep, and some right here. And that Mod Podge is going to help this stick down too. Now I might come back through and cover up some of these white frays, but I like the white that looks. And then there she is. She's got a double. I think that's good. Let me just slap this down. So now the next thought process that I have is what to do if I'm going to stamp over. And I have some archival ink to stamp over this. If I'm going to do some words or some stamping over the images. Or just put down something. Alright, let's make sure I get her in the spot where I want her. She's so cute. She's just too cute for words. This is where you go take something that's inexpensive and make it special. I kind of like this. And I like this silicone thing as well. I love this little, I think it was a makeup brush. And you can scrape down the excess. Put it back in the jar. Yep. There we go. That's girl number 2. Thing number 2. I'm going to do one more while we're on camera. Then I'll come back and decide what I want to do. Do I want to smash this up too? Like it is. So we're just going to lay it down. Do this. Because that girl's taking a big chunk of the... She's using up... This is a big girl. It's substantial. So if you like this kind of stuff, please support the channel. I appreciate you being here and sticking with me this long on this new crafting journey. I was like, oh my God, what else am I going to discover out there? Oh, that would be cute. Oh my God, that's cute too. Do I even need that girl on here? That's cute. I'm going to do this one. I don't really need to do anything with this one. Oh, she's too cute. That's cute too. I like it. That just happened to be a happy accident because that was not the plan. Come on. Alright, that's fine. That would be too cute. That's too cute. I'm not going to. It's too cute. I'm going to leave that just like that. Oh my God, that was a happy accident. Then I'll just cut the rest of it off. Oh, that's fabulous right there. There you go. So you don't have to do anything. Look at that. Happy accidents. All right. I think I'm good with this. I might end up... Okay, so I've got definite thoughts about this one. So I have some... I hope it takes well. I have some distressed paste that I could probably put over top of this. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do the opaque or the transparent. But I also want to leave it kind of smooth because I am going to put something down here. Like some words in the corner. Do I want to add anything else? What else do I have in my stash to that? Let's see. I have some more cutouts. I think it needs some depth. So this is what I've got. This is like my stash. I don't know. One more thing. I think she needs something. Oh, here's a mushroom. So I'm trying to use these mushrooms up. I don't think this cup makes sense. Really would like to use that. I don't think that makes sense. That would be cute though. Lay it in the corner. That would be cute. Maybe the cup makes sense. Because it doesn't have to make sense. It's just another image on top of it. Maybe. Because I really want to use that. So here's what I'm going to do. See some improvements I could make to this. So let's see if I can do my little fussy cutting. I've gotten better at doing this. So let's see if I can clean this up. Just a little. So you guys get to see me fussy cut too. Wow. I must be feeling really confident in my skills to do this on camera. Because there was been a time when I was not that confident. But I've gotten better over the last couple weeks. I've been practicing this because this is definitely a practice. You know, looks a little better around the vase. I really like that. Let's do that. really like it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I said I think it needed a little bit more dimension. I'm going to be very careful how I paint this on. Now I'm going to let these dry and come back. I want it to go over so you can see a little bit of the flower. And I'll go ahead and put a coat over her. And over him. I think I keep forgetting that the lighter the coat, the quicker it'll dry. But oh well. Like I said, I'll be back. And then I'll decide what I'm going to do next. Because you know what? I haven't thought anything beyond just covering up the covers for these little writing pads, these little notebooks. That's as far as I got in my thought process. Oh, let me cover them. And then it's like, oh, now I covered them. I got to do something with them. But what is this something that I'm going to do? Am I going to do stamping? Am I going to do some... I'll probably do a mix of things. So let me just lay them out. And they're still drying. So that's that one. And then that's this one. So that's 4 sets. And then I'm going to make another set, a different style. Because I've got some more. I'm going to do about 10 of them. So this is going to be like the art journal style. And then I'm going to go back and do some more with butterflies and flowers. And then we'll see, have some gifts ready to go. So they can find happy homes. But that's kind of the plan. And then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to finish one. But I might have to hit them with my heat gun. But I'm going to let them dry naturally. And then I'm back. So I've let these dry and come back to it. And before I made a boo-boo here in this, before it could completely dry, pushed up something. I'm not sure how I'm going to save it. I'm not sure, but this one was my fave, but it got a little damaged. But we're going to move on. So I took out a few things, and then I have some other stuff off to the side that I'm going to be using. So I think I'm going to start with this young lady here. What I think I'm going to do is use the block and just do some stamping. I have my archival black ink that I'm going to use. And I probably should have grabbed something to clean this off, but I didn't. Just go for it. And so this is where I don't mind using the stamping block because, and I have this to do some off stamps if I wanted to have that flower on there. So I'm going to start like this. And that turned out pretty good. I like that. I'm going to put one up here. And so the archival ink is pretty good for stuff like this. Now you, of course, could stamp before and then do the stamp the background, but I wanted to get this picture in, this focal point in, so I'm going to just scoot that up, and that'll give me a half of a leaf. I think that looks good. Since I still have something on here, I'm going to put that there, and then there we go. And then I thought I might, oh, here we go, just before it gets all over this. I don't have any water over here. I might want to use this one right there. So we're going to do that. And you just put it where you, whoops, just do it this way. You just Put it where you want it. Put it. There's no rhyme or reason. Boop, boop. So I think I'm gonna like this here just to give me some contrast. So that's perfect. Put that aside there. And then let's see what I can do with this cutie patootie. Let's go through. Maybe I'll do some words. Like I have. These are some of my. Oh, how about this cutie? Stamps. And I got especially for this. I don't know where I got this. I probably got it off Amazon, to be quite frank. Yeah, let me wipe that off. Do I want to put it? Now I do have a bigger block. This is a bigger block. It feels like it's overkill, but we gonna use it. So what I'm gonna do, since I can't tell if it's, let me put some black ink on there and see if I can figure out which way it's supposed to go. That's why I have this piece. It won't take long. I'm just gonna do one or two of them, and then I'll just let that dry. I will try to put that in a safe place, so it will not. Let's see what it does over here. It looks like it's upside down. Let's see. I didn't do it very hard, but this is the right way. So let's ink that back up. This almost feels too unruly, but it's so big. I really use it for a weight more than stamping with it. But, so I think, I don't know how it's going to show up, but let's do it right here. I can barely see it. I'm okay with that. Let's press that there. I'm okay with that. And let's press that down there. I am okay with that. Now you can decide if you want to do some traditional embellishments. I really want to put something up here, but I think I'm gonna call that a day. Put that up there. Should we do one more? You think? What should I put on this one? Let's see what else I got. Let's see what else I got. Maybe the butterfly. How about that? Red on, maybe in between those. If you have some off die cuts, you can put die cuts in there. I don't think I've ever used this butterfly. I got that too. I use that. I might use that on the other. I think I'm going to use that on the girl. Maybe. See how I like it. I'm going to switch out. Looks the mess. Don't look over there. It's a mess. I don't think I've used this stamp before, so if you have a fresh stamp, you would want to go ahead and condition it. If you've never used it, rub it. You can rub it with anything, your fingers. I like to use this microfiber cloth. It really gets the manufacturer's residue off of it, and you'll get a good impression. So back to the archival ink. You can use whatever you have. as long as this ink is, I think it's waterproof, permanent waterproof, acid free. Since I'm not going for perfection with the stamping, I'm not using my Misty. And so I'm just looking for some contrast. Let's bring that butterfly in. And like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. I like that actually better. And then I'll do the other like half butterfly there. There we go. I'm good. I kind of like that color better. I'm going to cut that off. Let's see. Let's do our last girl. And I've never used this one either, this rubber stamp. So I'm hoping if I stick it right there, I don't know if I do it right there. I don't want to check it up. So I just need to cover that white. Maybe I'll just, you know, I know what to do. Let me grab my... It took me a minute. Maybe I'll use that. You know what? Let me just use that. See if I like it. I'm sorry it took me a minute. I apologize. um, so I got my brown. Let's just cover that white up. Couldn't hurt, right? There we go. Just had to think about it for a minute. Even though it's damaged, it should be fine. Go on her face. There we go. Boom. Salvageable. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. But look. That adds a little bit of character. We'll go in and use this too. We'll have to go through and get my stamp cleaner for this archival ink. But let's move that out of the way. This is what I hold my brushes in from the dollar store. Oh, I don't really need anything on that. So let's just open this back up. And I'm going to try to use just this part and not the film strip part. This is a rubber stamp by Tim Holtz. So let's just make sure. Yep, there we go. Let's just put this right here. And yep. Let's just stick this right here. There we go. Cool. No rhyme or reason. There we go. That turned out really good. That's all I'm doing. And I'll get my stamp cleaner and spray clean these up. I've just got a little shine on her. There we go. Now, if you decide you want to go another layer, and if you had some die cuts, you could die cut some little ephemera pieces. You can start layering, but I think I'm going to keep it simple. And I did salvage my girl, so I'm happy again. And then these are my 4. So we got a nice little collection. I've got 6 more to make. So I'm going to do 6 more of these so I can have a total of 10. And then I'll have 10 gifts. So when I'm ready to do something nice or put something on these, I can just whip one out and just have a gift for someone. So if you like, please support the channel. If you like what you saw, I really appreciate it. And I'll think of something next time and bring it to you. But I'm so happy that you spent your time with me, and I'll talk to you guys later.